My hands.
It won't matter because it's from here up.
Oh, okay.
So whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Say your name, both parts, and spell both parts so I don't mess it up.
Okay.
Yeah. Noreen.
Noreen Yazbak, Noreen, Y-A-Z as in zebra, V as in Victor, A-C.
Okay. Oh, come on in.
Hello.
It's okay. Decided you wanted to go back to school and learn art history and be an artist like you already were, I'm guessing. So tell me that process, how that worked.
Well, Mike, I've always been interested in the arts. Even as a young child, I've always liked to paint, draw. It's always been an interest of mine. But when I began working at YSU in 1994, I realized I could take classes and, go to school here and learn my passion. I really wanted an education in art, so in 2006 I graduated from YSU with a degree in art history. I received my bachelor's degree in art history and a minor in studio art. So.
What was that day like?
Oh, it was so happy for me. And consequently, much to my surprise, my daughter graduated the same semester as well. So it was like family affair.
You were in the same ceremony?
Yes, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
How fun, how proud you must have been.
Oh, I was so
proud
proud of her, and my parents were very proud as well. So
Yeah.
I was a non-traditional student, so I was over 20 years old, much over 20 years old when I graduated.
Had you been to the Summer Festival of the Arts before?
I have been. This will be my third year, Mike.
Had you gone to it before you worked?
Oh, before I worked at YSU, I would go to the Summer Festival of the Art, and I so wanted to be part of it. However, I didn't have enough inventory to even apply for it. So when I did build up my art pieces, I was able to submit an application and go through the jury process, and when I was selected, I was just overwhelmed and happy.
I'm going to get back to that in a second. But
Okay.
when you were not working it and you were just kind of walking around, tell me what you thought.
Oh my gosh, it was so exciting to see so many ethnic, and cultural events taking place, such as the food. I mean, there's so many different ethnic foods for people to taste and sample. So come hungry if you do attend there. Now, as well as dancing and music. It's just a cultural event. And, the Mahoning Valley itself is a melting pot of different cultures, and it was just so fun to see it all. And being that I am so interested in the arts, it was just captivating to me to see so many of it, so much of it in one place on the beautiful YSU campus.
So take me through that first time you got in. You had to go through the process,
Yes.
then you get in, then you win the Best of Show.
Oh, yes, I did. Oh my gosh, it was like amazing to me. I was so proud.
What do you think the judges liked the most about your work?
Well, they all said it was so colorful, and it just, I don't know, they just really were attracted to it. I'm glad that they were.
How did you start working with tile?
Tile, it was introduced to me by my niece who was living out in Utah at the time, and she said, Aunt Noreen, you've got to try this process. So she walked me through it through instant messaging, and she told me the Google links to check out. So pretty soon I just started getting the alcohol inks, which is what you use. It's inks made with alcohol. And you don't use water, you use rubbing alcohol to dilute them and make them flow. And I was just instantly attracted to them. I just had to do more and more. Now I have so many alcohol ink pieces.
Yeah,
So
and how do you get the finish to stay how you want it?
they're sprayed with a fixative at the
Okay.
end, yes.
So how long does the process take from start to finish when you work with that compared to working with canvas or paper or whatever?
It's a quick process because the inks dry very quickly. It's sort of similar to watercolor in a way, but with watercolor you're using water to dilute and blend. So with watercolor you must work quickly as well because that dries, but the inks dry much quicker. So it just depends on the size of the piece that I'm working with. It could be anywhere from a couple hours to a couple days going back and forth to perfect a piece.
How do you get it from the tile to the canvas? How does that work?
Well, that's actually a print process that I use. I have a publishing company that prints these and they sell the prints. What they do is they use a G-Clay printer, which is a high quality inkjet printer, and they're able to produce them on canvas or paper. and they can enlarge the pieces or make them smaller. It's just, you know, it's all worked out so well. I'm like overwhelmed by this.
Right.
It's just like, wow.
Tell me about your angel.
The angel, I began painting angels back, about 4 or 5 years ago, and people are just like attracted to them. They want me to paint more and more. They want me to paint one that looks like their daughter or paint one that looks like their aunt, you know, this color hair, this color dress. So I do work, yes, I can be commissioned, and the paintings are for sale. The prints can be for sale at Captured Moments, and I'll have them at the Festival of the Arts as well. And I will have some original pieces as well.
How did you, like when you close your eyes and you think of an angel, that's not what comes to my mind. So how, did you ever like see an angel or something, or how did you come up with that?
I never saw an angel before, but in my mind, I think of them as beautiful creatures, and I think of them with color, and the inks just are, what's the word? They're so
It's okay.
vivid. The inks are so vivid that the colors just flow and blend and stand out.
Aren't there any guy angels?
There are.
Oh, okay.
I have guy angels. Not here today, but they will be at the Festival of the Arts.
Would you say you're known for this?
For the
Are you more known for the tile or for the angels, or just that kind of thing that you do that nobody else does?
When I first started painting, I started with oil paints, worked my way to watercolor paints, which is still my love. I love watercolors, but lately I have been doing a lot of tiles. So I think I am known for the tiles and the angels mostly.
What do people say when they see your work, like when they walk up to your booth and see your work?
They say, oh, how colorful.
Yeah.
These pieces are so colorful and bright, and it just makes me feel good. They think they're beautiful, which is quite a compliment for me.
Is it tough to kind of put yourself out there? Like you're bringing your work, and some people might not like it, some people might love it or whatever. Is it tough to do that?
Well, as an artist, I think you learn to accept, you know, creative criticism, and, you know, people don't like all the same thing. So,
But when they do like it.
But when they do like it, it makes an artist feel good, sure. If they don't like it and they giggle, it's okay, you know, somebody else will like it. It's not for you maybe, but somebody else.
Last question, when you get into June and we start getting to July, and here comes the Summer Arts Fest, what goes through your mind? Does your heart start pumping, or what's it like?
It's an exciting time. I think about, oh gosh, I have to pack up my pieces, I have to get them there, and, you know, without damage, I have to set up. There's so much that goes on behind the scenes, and then when you're there, you meet so many nice people, and it's a feeling of excitement that's generated on campus.
Do you get to walk around a little bit, or you kind of just have to stay in one spot?
I have to stay at my booth.
That kind of stinks.
Well, you know what? We have booth sitters, and they come around, and they'll say, do you need a break? And they'll sit with my things, but generally I don't take too many breaks because I like to be there.
But you don't get to really sample everything because you're stuck in that spot, right?
Well, I can leave if I want to, but I enjoy meeting people. I enjoy meeting people that like to look at my work, so I'm generally there for the most part.
Give me a website or somewhere to go if people want to buy your art or learn more about you and what you do.
They can go to my Facebook page, Noreen Yazvac, and I usually display all my work there. They can also contact Captured Moments, and they have a Facebook page as well.
Okay, cool.
So if they're interested, you know, get on my Facebook, or called Captured Moments, or come to the Festival of the Art. I'm sure you won't be disappointed.
That's awesome. All right.
All right.
Good work.
Thank y'all.
You were wonderful. Did you think?
No.
That's not what's going to be on TV. I don't think. But if you just want to see like what you look like. No, you're not doing that. I decided I thought, not you. That's one. Give me some artist freedom, for heaven's sakes.
Here,
Oh, that's the wings.
yeah, the wings. And look at down there, those wings are flowing.
Okay. I didn't see.
Clarinet, flute, guitar, bass. I sing. I play piano. I play oboe. I'm taking cello lessons right now. I play drum set. I write music.
Can you sing and play the piano at the same time?
I haven't tried it, but yeah, I could.
That seems hard.
It is. It is definitely.
What? Can you shine this thing up?
It's about what comes out of it.
That's fine. Are you gonna stand or sit? What do you like to do?
I'm probably gonna sit.
Like right here?
I was gonna move the chair kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Just
Just checking.
mhm.
I'm just trying to figure out how to do it.
And I may apologize in advance because I mean I'm doing a jazz thing.
When you perform though, you like playing here?
For the most part, yeah. I like playing by myself in here, but it's so booming. Like if you play with anyone else, and it's really overwhelming. But like I like listening to other people that like aren't like saxophones. Like strings sound great in here. Clarinets and flutes sound great in here. So it's like I love listening to it. Singing, singing sounds amazing in here.
Okay, I'll leave you. I'll be back.
Yep.
Feel good about that?
Could have been better.
What? How?
It's just a couple things that I'm not too happy about.
Well, I thought it was good. That's very nice. To the lay person. Parts, first name, last name, spell them both so I don't mess it up. Go ahead.
Alex Miller, Alexmiller.
Super easy. Just graduated from Youngstown State.
Yep.
Just this last
Yep.
spring with a degree in.
Jazz saxophone performance.
What was that day like for you when you got to walk across the stage?
Honestly, like another day, I'm more looking forward to going to my master's, so it's just another stepping stone to get there.
Will you do it here?
No, I'm gonna try and go somewhere else.
Okay. Master's in what?
Classical saxophone performance.
What do you want to do then with your career, do you think?
Well, after my master's, I want to get my doctorate, but I want to teach at a collegiate level. But I want to teach classical and jazz saxophone, but I play other instruments too. I used to be a composition major, so teaching writing, teaching jazz, whatever I could teach is what I want to do.
List your instruments again.
All right, so I play saxophone, flute, clarinet, the oboe, guitar, bass, piano. I sing, I write. I'm taking cello lessons right now. I play the drum set, so it's kind of where I'm at right now, but always looking for a new instrument, maybe ukulele soon.
That's not that hard to pick up, I hear.
Well, it's the top 4 strings of a guitar, so.
Yeah, you can do it. What's harder, composition or playing?
I think both are equally difficult. I think composition is the most because you're giving life to something that no one's ever heard before.
Yeah.
So when you write a new piece, you're the only person that hears that. You're the only one that knows how this piece goes. So you don't know how other people are going to react to it. But also, you could spend 2 days on a piece or a whole year on a piece, and it'll only be maybe 2 or 3 minutes long. But it's the amount of time you have to put into it, because you could spend like hours just getting one measure right, or like months of just not being able to write anything. But I feel like with performing, it's a lot easier because it's easier to just play an instrument for me. That's how I learn instruments. I learn how to play them before the mechanics behind them. So before I learn the notes, I learn the feel of it. So it's more easy for me to just play what I have in my head on a saxophone than when I'm writing down.
Do you compose in your head? Or do you
I try. I can't compose full symphonies in my head, but I get ideas sometimes, and I'll go to the piano, maybe write it down, work it out, and then I use Finale, so I'll put a melody in there and then just kind of work it out, save it, and I'll be able to hear it over. But I can't write full pieces in my head, but I get ideas.
Have you ever gone to the Summer Festival of the Arts and not performed?
Yes. I think I was there my freshman year of college, just because I didn't know what it was. But then each year after that, we were performing.
What'd you think when you first went?
Oh, I couldn't believe how it was. I couldn't believe it was the whole campus. Like, there's just like going all the way from the Fountain to DeBartolo is just, there's so much stuff that I wasn't really expecting to be that many people participating.
And then you get to perform in it.
Yes.
I mean, how great is that?
Well, it's an honor to perform to any amount of people, but it's also an honor to be able to play. So anything that allows me to do what I love is amazing.
What's your role in this year's event?
Well, I'm in a group called Nargit with a couple other local musicians from other local bands. Myself, I was in a local band called Cosmic Lemons. We played a lot at Susie's. Our bass player, Dante Bassista, and guitar player, Nick Frank, they're in a group called Back Pocket Soltet and the Justin Randall Quartet. And our drummer, Jesse De Lorenzo, is in a band called Highland Rose.
So do you know how many times you'll perform that weekend?
We're only going to be performing a 2-hour set on the first day.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. How much are you looking forward to?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, any chance to perform is incredible.
Are you guys inside or outside?
We're outside by the fountain.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Is that a prime spot?
I think it's a cozy spot because you get a breeze off of the fountain, and it's going to be a little hot, but also there's a lot of place to there are a lot of seats. It's kind of in the middle. It's in the shade too. And the way the layout of the building next to Kilcawley is, the sound bounces off the walls really well. So it's really kind of a good place acoustically, I think, to play.
What's it like when people that haven't heard you play, just normal people, walk up or sit down and hear you play? What's the reaction you get?
I mean, most people are happy to hear someone who they know is putting everything they can into the music, I guess. Not to sound arrogant, but I mean, music is my whole life, and I try to give it my all in every performance, and I think the people who hear me play can notice that. 'Cause, I mean, I'm sweating, I'm just going, I'm just playing whatever comes to my mind from my heart. So I think the audience is very perceptive in noticing that in people.
And they appreciate it.
Yeah, and plus jazz is such a it's not a very popular genre nowadays, but it was back then. But a lot of older individuals really appreciate hearing younger people playing music that they were listening to when they were kids that was kind of new for them.
Are you closing your eyes when you play?
Yeah, I don't play with my eyes open.
What are you thinking, or what are you picturing?
Nothing. I think the best times that I play is when I don't think of anything. I just let the music take over. So when I was just playing, it's just, once I close my eyes and just kind of establish what I'm going to do, I just do it.
What are your thoughts heading into this year's Summer Festival of the Arts? I mean, do you get excited?
Oh, absolutely excited. We're excited because we're not trying to be a band that people have heard of before. We're trying to be like, we're trying to do a multi-genre group. A lot of it is very jazz based, but we infuse like hip hop, funk, and all of that kind of different genres to kind of make it a little bit more refreshing sounding.
And do you have to play to the crowd? Do you have to like picture what kind of crowd you're going to have and then pick the songs that way?
Oh no, we just play what we want to play.
Now that's arrogant. No, just kidding.
Oh, absolutely. But what if we don't want to? If we want to play what we want to play, then we're going to have more fun.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, I get gigs where people require us to play certain songs, and that's fine too. Because then it's like, oh, we got to play the music that we know they like, so we'll know they'll enjoy it. But what we want to do is play what we like and hope that the audience enjoys what we like, so they enjoy our playing and what we're doing.
You're done, Alex.
All right.
Well done.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, let me. All right, Laura, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
You know I'm ready.
Is this the 20th year?
It is the 20th year of the Summer Festival of the Arts.
Did you do it all 20?
No, no, I've been doing it. This is the 17th year for me, and we had a fabulous coordinator who sort of set the bones in place and the structure, because this was an offshoot of what used to be called the Walk on Wick, which is very beloved. People still talk about Walk on Wick.
Really?
Mm-hmm, they do.
What's it say for this event then to do it for 20 years?
Oh, I think that it speaks to the sustainability of the arts community in our valley, and it speaks to the support that Youngstown State University has offered, and specifically the Cliff College of Creative Arts and Communication, which is where my department is located. And it also talks to the fact that people really enjoy this event. And so if people didn't enjoy it, they wouldn't come out in the droves that they do. And that's really an important part of why one has or organizes a festival of this magnitude.
When you do it, are there still people after 20 years that go, oh my gosh, I had no idea that we had so many talented people, or that we did this?
Every year. Every year. And it amazes me that people actually, especially with the amount of promotion that we do and word of mouth and advertising and all that, you tend to think, okay, well, where have these people been? But then on the flip side, I also think, well, then that's a new customer, that's a new person who's really coming out, and especially if they're bringing kids or bringing a family. We get people that bring family reunions down here, so then we get folks from out of the area, and that's kind of cool too.
What's the draw then? What do you think is the number one reason people come?
You know, I think
we have a festival every week.
Right, we do. And well, one of the things that is probably the biggest draw is that because we are what's called a juried arts festival, and so when the artists come, they can't just rent a table. They actually have to apply with their images, and we have 2 jurors. I am not on the jury, but we have 2 jurors who actually evaluate every single application that comes in. So we do get artists who apply that are not accepted. We've had artists who have applied multiple years and then finally do get accepted. And so I think that it is something when the buying public comes down and they know that they're going to see maybe a notch up of quality artwork, and that they might not see at some of the other, we have fabulous craft shows in this area. They might not see that level of work at some of those other shows. So they're pretty impressed to be able to come and whether they're buying or whether they're just perusing and window shopping, it's all good because people are being exposed to the arts, and that's what we do here.
And the artists that work it, you would think they prepare all year for it, I would think, right?
Well, many of them, this is their life. They are they're on the art show circuit, and so they're coming here from a show in Cleveland or to a show in Pittsburgh or New York or wherever. I have artists from Georgia and Florida and Tennessee who are coming here who have heard about us, and so when we say that we've got such a robust group of artists, this is what they do a lot. Others, like Noreen, has a day job, and art is her passion, and she wants to continue doing that. So it's a little mix of both.
When people come in from the outside, and the perception of Youngstown is not artsy, it's quite the opposite. What do they say? Well,
we really do have a robust arts community here. Some of it is, I won't say it's underground, but maybe not as out in your face as in other communities, but we have a great Power of the Arts organization that helps to sort of promote the arts. We've got incredible not only the fine artists, but we also have the performing artists, and those are everywhere, and they pop up. And if you are sort of paying attention to the venues that are out there, you're seeing these pop-up performers that are being sort of pick up, and they're putting groups together. And so when people come in, I like to say, take a little closer look at us, because there really is a great arts community, and both of the fine arts and the performing arts, because it's a little bit of both. It's a good mix, which is what we try to do at the Summer Festival of the Arts.
And if people haven't been before, is there something they just shouldn't miss, or is there a certain day or a certain event other than Alex's band? Anything else you're like, well, don't miss that?
Well, I think, gosh, I won't say that, because every component sort of builds on the other. So we're in such a great area, and the venue of it it's so walkable, and even some of our partner events that will occur throughout the weekend on both days, everything's walkable. So, you park once and you can really make your way through. So, taking your time to look at the artists is really important. The music and the dance, you can hear and sort of feel that. So, while it's great to be able to watch that specifically, you're getting the full effect of the performances just by listening. And then there are all sorts of community tents that we have, which showcase different seasons of some of the theaters that are around, some of the nonprofits that speak to the arts, and those are sort of cool to see. I would say bring children. If you have children in your life, bring children, because there aren't as many opportunities, or maybe people are a little gun shy to bring kids to some of the more formal events. This is totally, shorts and flip-flops, and exposing our kids to the arts at any age is really something that they can just take to their adulthood. And if we don't do that young, then it's harder to do when you're a little older. So, bring those kids in your life.
Other people that work here get off for the summers.
Some do.
Yeah. What's it like for you to kind of build up to this event?
Well, it's pretty intense. We do a lot in a short span of time, because this is a small part of what my job is, but and we work with students all the rest of the year for other things within this college. A lot of it is hopefully, and this is the hope every year, is that things will transition from year to year. There aren't a whole lot of glitches, a whole lot of things that will cause us to grind the wheels to a halt. Luckily this year we're in a good place, but I come into it with a fresh perspective every year, because I want it to be the same, but I want it to be fresh too. And that's sort of a dichotomy of trying to figure out what to do. So we always do try to look for new things and that, but keep some of the old as well.
Do you remember going to your first one?
I do. Oh, I was scared because I came
together or going to it?
Actually putting it together. The going to it was the easy part. So, but the putting it together was hard, because we had I came in the middle of the year, and so it was hard to pull everything together. We had 26 artists that first year, and this year we'll tap out at 87. So having that trajectory of the good word of mouth and people understanding that this is really a great thing. It's wonderful to see the campus. If you haven't been to YSU for a long time, there's a perfect opportunity. Many of the buildings will be open. Some of the programs will be showcasing admissions, alumni, planetarium, WYSU, the Smith Mineral Museum. All those are part of what we do here at YSU, and this is just a really component part. So if we can open that window through the arts to come and really take a close look at YSU, then we've accomplished some of our mission.
You're done. That's that.
That's that.
Feel good about it?
It's a wrap.
I thought so.
It's all good.
All right, let me get this.
Because I could talk about Summer Festival for about an hour without a whole lot of...
We had an hour.